You hatch underground in complete darkness, and you will not see daylight again for 17 years. Most insects you will never meet live their entire lives faster than you complete a single one of your molts. You do not know that. You simply dig and wait, and grow in silence beneath the soil. For millions of years, periodical cicadas have survived by doing almost nothing visible at all. No flight, no song, no mate, just years of patient underground existence, building toward a single explosive month that defines everything. Cornell University has tracked cicada broods for decades, documenting how entire generations emerge on synchronized, predictable cycles that can stretch for over a decade and a half. The Smithsonian Institution holds extensive records on these emergence events, some of the largest synchronized insect events on the planet. As a nymph, you live attached to tree roots underground, feeding slowly on xylem fluid, a watery sap with almost no nutrients in it. You grow at a pace that would frustrate almost any other animal. Most creatures cannot survive on a diet this thin. You were built to. Year after year passes above you. Seasons change. Storms come and go. None of it touches you directly. You stay below, molting occasionally, growing only slightly larger each time, tracking time in a way scientists still do not fully understand. Researchers at the University of Connecticut have studied exactly how periodical cicadas count years underground, with some evidence suggesting you track subtle seasonal changes in the tree roots you feed on, sensing the rhythm of the surface world, even without experiencing it directly. Is that strange to imagine? Spending almost your entire existence preparing for something you have never seen. In your 17th year, something shifts. Soil temperature reaches a specific threshold, usually in late spring, and an internal signal triggers across your entire generation at once. Not just you. Millions of cicadas that hatched the same year you did, scattered across forests and fields, begin moving upward at nearly the same time. You dig your way toward the surface, breaking through soil you have never touched from this direction. For the first time in your life, you reach open air. Let's reconstruct this single, defining night. You emerge from the ground after dark, climbing the nearest vertical surface you can find, a tree trunk, a fence post, the side of a house. Your body is still soft, still vulnerable, still wrapped in the exoskeleton you have worn your entire underground life. You grip tightly, and then you molt one final time. Your old shell splits open along your back, and you pull yourself out, leaving behind an empty husk still clinging to the bark. A ghost of the creature you used to be. This is the counterintuitive twist most people never consider. The cicada they remember from childhood, the loud one in the trees, only exists for a few weeks. The version of you that spent 17 years underground was never that creature at all. Your new wings unfold, delicate and pale at first, slowly darkening and hardening over the following hours. By morning you can fly. And almost immediately, you begin to sing. The Entomological Society of America has documented how male cicadas produce sound using a specialized organ called a timbal, vibrating it rapidly enough to create one of the loudest sounds in the entire insect world, audible from over a mile away in dense cicada swarms. You are not singing for pleasure. You are calling for a mate, because everything that happens next must happen fast. Nature has published extensive research on cicada emergence events, describing how the sheer number of individuals emerging simultaneously, sometimes numbering in the billions across a single region, overwhelms predators completely. There are simply too many of you for birds, mammals, and other hunters to make any meaningful dent in your population. That overwhelming abundance is not an accident. It is the entire strategy. 17 years of patient timing exists solely to produce one synchronized flood of survivors too vast for nature to consume. You spend your days calling, mating, and feeding on tree sap, finally experiencing sunlight directly on your wings. Females cut small slits into tree branches, laying eggs that will eventually hatch and drop to the ground, beginning the entire 17-year cycle again. You will not live to see them emerge. Most adult cicadas survive only 4 to 6 weeks above ground, a stretch of time so short it barely registers against the years that came before it. Does that ratio sound familiar? 17 years of unseen preparation, condensed into one brief, loud, undeniable burst of existence. Many people spend decades building toward a moment that lasts only days. Years of quiet study before a single exam. Years of training before one competition. Years of saving before a single trip. The proportion rarely feels fair, and yet the preparation is almost always what made the brief moment possible at all. By midsummer, your generation begins disappearing from the trees. The singing fades. The empty husks on tree bark dry out and crumble. The forest grows quiet again, the way it was for the previous 16 years, the way it will remain for the next 16 as well. Underground, a new generation is already settling in, attaching to roots, beginning the same slow, invisible countdown you once lived through, waiting for a single shared signal that will not arrive again until almost 2 decades have passed. You hatch underground, in complete darkness, and somewhere beneath the forest floor right now, the next generation is already there, counting years they cannot see, toward a sky they have never touched, for a month they cannot yet imagine.